Don't worry. I knew by doing the challenge that everybody it was going to be like, what do you call it? We were all going to be on this, yeah. And I think what I've got to say is a big congratulations to everybody with your commitment, because you're all proper on it. You're all trying to get all the steps done in time, and actually, you're actually showing what's possible. Because I've done things like this before, but we've had a little bit more time, and I know what's possible with the everyday things that I do. But it's great kind of bringing a big gang with me. Do you know what I mean? So, big kudos to everybody for all of your energy and commitment. And I think with everything that we do when we're trying to build a business, what is written in theory always looks a lot easier than when you're actually trying to do it. And everybody has individual circumstances. Everybody's got different experiences that they've come from. So there's always going to be things that don't 100% work out as you plan it, like with opening your Amazon account, Lorraine, because I know you've had a few problems with that.
I was
And
fast out of the blocks going, yay, I got my Amazon account. Look at me, I'm great. So not.
so I know what the problem is. It's because of this, because you're based in Southern Ireland.
Yeah.
If you're based in the UK and you're selling in the UK, you don't need to be VAT registered until you hit it's like 85, I think, 85k. Um, it's different.
Oh,
Oh, say that again.
child.
Did you? So I'm not sure if it's you speaking, Lorraine. No, it's not.
No,
Okay.
no.
Probably
So,
some
so what's happened for me is when I registered, I had a choice to choose Ireland. I chose Ireland. The drop down, where are you from? Where are you living? Where are you born? Where's your company registered? Ireland, 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 Ireland. Brilliant. Once I registered, Ireland never became an option then after that. There was never a drop down. So it's Europe is Spain, Germany, France, whatever, or UK.
Yeah.
So where do you want to sell from? And anywhere else outside of, I don't have a drop down, say in Ireland. So they've approved me, but they're saying that I need to, there is the biggest fulfillment centre for Europe in Ireland. It's huge. So I'm trying to see, can I get it to there? Because I've got a lot of product. Um, I've eventually found I've asked for a phone call and they said they'll call me within the next 12 hours. So if I get a phone call now, I'm dropping all of you. I'm going to Amazon.
Well, I know it is tricky from Ireland unless you're in Northern Ireland, because it's all because of Brexit. So we've got the government to thank for all of this. You are now classed as being in the EU. So
And
if
that's great.
yeah,
If
yeah,
they allow me to fulfill from Ireland and that I can sell from Ireland into the EU, so that's
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, that's what
I
should.
don't seem to be allowed to do that either.
So from memory, I am sure that you need to send your goods to somewhere in Europe. So even though it's you've got like the island fulfillment, it may be that you need to send your stock to like Germany, for instance, or France.
Yeah, so I think I just have to find that out because
Yeah.
Germany is excluded, believe it or not,
Right.
from
Okay.
from
Well,
the
that is weird.
so I just need to find somebody who will talk to me and say then as well the VAT, that I don't need to register for VAT, or at least get started, because registering for VAT, I asked my accountant today and he said it would take about a month in order to get there. So I'd like to just get started and then at least get
Yeah.
registered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I'm sure that you won't be able to sell in the UK because unless you're VAT registered.
Mhm.
So I think it is going to be EU, but like you say, you need to get clarity of whether you can send the stock to Ireland and then it can be shipped out to the rest of the EU from there, and
That's
also which, because the way it works in Europe is you can sell all the countries as well. Because it used to be you. That's why there's only one account. Amazon haven't separated UK from it. So it used to be you've got a US account, Australia, all the different geographies, and UK and EU all came in as one. So wherever you were based, so for me, I would send my stock to the UK and Amazon would ship out to Germany, France, Spain, and Italy. And then when Brexit happened, I can only send out stock to the UK from a UK warehouse. When I sell in Europe, I have to send it into Germany and I have to be VAT registered in Germany. So
Okay.
I'm thinking it's going to be the opposite for you, that you'll have to be VAT registered for the UK, but you don't need to be VAT registered in the EU, I think. And that's what you need to get. Now, I think I did give you an email address of Nick Peneva at Hello Tax. If you
But
if you
it's
told,
going to help me with deciding on whether it's
if
how to fulfill it.
if you email him, double check, because I know there's been a few messages, you might have to scroll up a bit, but just double check. If you email him, he helps people with all the foundation part and the tax regulation part, and he will know exactly. He's based in Poland, but he knows all of the tax regulations globally.
Okay.
So he's a really good, even if he'll probably assign someone in his team to have a chat with, and they'll probably want you to sign up for their tax stuff. But what I'm saying is, there's been a few of my coaching students that have spoken, got the information, and then they can make a decision whether they want to go with him, as an account, because really they offer accountancy stuff, or you can do it on your own. Then at least you know what the starting block is, and then you can decide. So they will definitely, if you don't get any, I think I would contact them and then you wait for Amazon, and then you've got like a two-pronged attack of getting clarity.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks a million.
So big welcome to those of you that have just joined us. I just apologise for being a bit late. Lisa, I know that you need to go at 7 as well. I think I saw the chat. It couldn't be helped because I was literally fighting with the traffic to get back. So apologies and thank you for being patient. So if some of you do need to get off, obviously this is all recorded. But what I'm going to do is start with the numbers to start with, because I think I mentioned yesterday, even though it was hard for you to hear with the Wi-Fi, if it's not Wi-Fi, it's traffic. I've given you the places to source from your own country, the UK or Europe, but numbers goes hand in hand, because obviously it's got to work so that you can make some profit. And I think, Mel, you were battling with that with your bundle, that your bundle was going to be too expensive for you to make any profit. So it's important for you to know the numbers. So I'm going to go through the numbers, and numbers is really, really important when you're running any business, but really, really important for any e-commerce business, because you need to know every time you get a sale exactly how much profit that is in your back pocket. You don't want to be thinking, oh, I've got to work out now. I can see this in my account. Oh, why is Amazon taking out? You should know exactly what your spend is. So it's really important to understand what the cost per unit is, what your Amazon fees are, and what the profit is. So I'm also going to go through the calculator, which Lisa, you'll be really pleased about, because I know you'd reached out to me previously about that. And then we'll open up for questions. So if people need to get off, I just thought I'll deliver the content bit, and then I'm here to answer any questions about anything about Amazon accounts, about products that you're looking at, about anything that we've done so far. Yeah. So let me just quickly share my screen.
They might have you till 10 o'clock tonight, Anna.
Don't make me laugh. Right, let me just share my desktop, and then you should. Can you see my Canva screen with the iProtect Pro? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so these are just some examples of products. As these products have come from China. In fact, this was one of my first ever products. Really looks really old fashioned now with the iPad cases that don't belong. I don't even think they exist anymore. I tend to go for really good branding, and my students do as well, because we want to really stand out. So once you obviously within this challenge, you're learning the process. And remember, I kept saying, we're not building a, Ferrari. We're building a Ford Cortina, and we're learning the process to get it into Amazon, to get our first few sales. But once you know the process, this is when you can then start sourcing from China and growing and creating it. You might decide, I want to do yoga, so I want to really create something unique like Jim Bella. where everything was eco-friendly. There was a hemp bag, a hemp towel, a beautiful design box, and that enabled them to sell for 70 quid in the UK, because you're competing against people who are selling yoga mats for 10 quid. So if you create a proper brand, you can elevate the price. Similar to these makeup brushes, they cost $2 in China, and they were selling for $35 in the US. Again, rose gold, beautiful little pouch that came with really nice branding, so it stands out. Here's some of my students that are doing pet products. So Tracy's done one of these snuffle mats and a pet carrier, and then Georgia's also, I seem to attract loads of people doing pet products. Georgia's also done one of those snuggle puppies. So my strategy is always about solving a problem and improving the feature. But of course, in this challenge, what we're really going to try and do is we can create bundles or different things that are in demand over Christmas. And then what we want to do is stand out. And we can do that premium standing out by our photos, even just by the angle of the photos, just looking at the competition and seeing how we can really interrupt someone as they're scrolling down. So we still want to think of we don't want to put something into Amazon that's cheap tack that we're not proud of. Do you know what I mean? Just to make a quick buck. We're not going to be doing the full branding experience, but we still want to create something that's quite nice for Christmas. And we can do that we can do it if we've got time to do bags and packaging and things like that. But I've talked about mailing bags. And actually, I think when we get onto the listing part, which is coming up, we can really focus on our photos. So anyone that's got any good Canva skills will love this next part when we start really getting into our listings. So this is the product profitability sort of calculator. We need to be making sure that we're making a third or 40, 30, 30, 40, I focus on. Again, this time of year, and because we're sourcing from retailers and wholesalers who have already made a profit from China or India or wherever, when we're going to the source, we can get the best prices. Remember, on this, we could create a bundle that actually then we could go to China and get much better prices. So we may be looking at 20 to 30% profit rather than 40, because somebody else is also making a profit, if that makes sense. And we're only getting a small quantity. But you want to be thinking a third, a third, a third. And what I mean by this is, if something's selling for £21 on Amazon right now, and I'm looking at creating something like that, but maybe a bit different and bundling something else with it, I know that I've got £21 to work with, so I don't want to be spending more than 7 quid really. Now, in this challenge, I'd be thinking, well, I could do 8 quid, maybe 9 quid. But I definitely don't want to be getting up to 50% that I'm spending that amount on the profit. Because if you think of it in a different way, if it's a third, so it's 7 quid normally, because I know my fees are going to be about 7 quid, we've only got £7 left profit. So every pound that you go over that £7 is going to eat into your profit. But you might go up to 9 and then have £5 profit. That might work out to about 20%. Do you know what I mean? So all the time we're thinking a third, a third, a third. And then this is when we can start working out turnovers. And you can see that even just by learning on this challenge, as you grow, once you've got one product, then you've got another product. You only really need, these 15 sales a day you can easily do in the US market, because obviously it's a lot bigger than the UK and Europe. In fact, Europe and UK is similar size to the US. So if you sold all across Europe and the UK, you would be able to hit 15 sales a day on one product. So you only need, if you were only selling in the UK, you only need 3 or 4 products to be hitting some of these figures. Because averagely, you're going to hit 3 to 5 products a day in the UK market, just because of the size of it. So this is our first milestone. And this is what we work on in my coaching program. And that's why it's a year, because we focus on this is what we want to achieve. We build what we learn to source one product from China, and we get another product. And the goal is to get 3 to 5 products. So just wanted to kind of explain that overview of when we're working out money. Let me know before I go on to the calculator if that makes sense. So
yeah.
Give me a yes or a no in the chat with the third, a third, a third.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind all of those environmental factors. Because it's like when I've done like print on demand on Etsy, you could then, if you had a t-shirt printed with a really like funny logo, you could test it on print on demand knowing that you're going to get low profit margins because print on demand tends to be more expensive. But then if you start getting regular sales, like, you know what, I may as well buy like 200 of these t-shirts from China and import them in because I know that I'm getting these sales and I know now my profit margins. Another way you can do things is like, I had a guy that I was working with and he was doing lots of eco-friendly products like, you know, the stainless steel straws and cocktail makers and all these kind of things. And he was going to like different bars and restaurants and he was wholesaling that. So he was getting them for a price and then he was selling like 20, 50, 100 at a time. And he was like the wholesaler, if you know what I mean. So as you expand in this business, there's all sorts of different things that you can do, but it's all about numbers. The profits is so important. But I don't want you to get too hung up on profits, as in, you know, as long as you've got 20% on this like 18 days, that is blooming decent when you've had to get stock from the UK. We only get really delving into numbers when we're negotiating with China because we want to get the best price and we're ordering like 200 or 300 units then. So it's like anything, isn't it? If you were, you know, traditionally selling goods on a market stall, we all know that if we buy in bulk, we get the price less, don't we? So for this challenge, we're buying quite small quantities, so our profit margins aren't going to be as big as if we bought in bulk, but we're testing. So the calculator then, I'll put the link in the group. It's sort of, if you've come from Entrepreneur City, it's also in the Entrepreneur City training, the link to this calculator, and there's a link to the US and the UK. The UK is obviously slightly different because of VAT, and if you're VAT registered or you're not VAT registered. So the first part of this, but I'll put the link anyway in the group. The first part of this is it asks you to search for a product on Amazon. So if anybody has got a product now that they want me to look at, the main point of this bit is making sure that we pick something. It's all about the size and the weight. So if we use the yoga mat as an example, most yoga mats are pretty much similar size, aren't they? Some might weigh a little bit more than others. But what you want to do here is search for a product that's similar to yours. And what I would do is, like, if you go onto Amazon, so let's find a product now. Let's do like these dog treats because that'll carry on what we were doing the other day with Lorraine. So if we find these dog treats,
they were venison dog treats.
Oh yeah, the venison ones, yeah. If we scroll down on this listing, it's going to tell us on the listing exactly how much it weighs and the size. If you're getting something and you're bundling it together, you kind of you want to guesstimate because you might not exactly know the weight as yet. You might do if you've got the product, or you might not do. So if you don't know, you want to look on Amazon for something similar. Why is it not bloody loading now? Let me go back. Oh, just as I go back, it's there. Hold on, let me click on it. I know this isn't venison, is it? But let's just use this as an example. So if it's 210 grams. If I scroll down on the listing, it will tell me the measurements because everything, how Amazon charge the Amazon fees is all based on weight and size. So something like a yoga mat doesn't weigh much, but actually it's quite big, isn't it? The cubic volume of it, the length and the width and everything. So let me scroll down. Right, so here we've got the product dimensions. You see that it's 4 by 18 by 22 centimeters, and it's 210 grams. So this is what you want to do. If you know the weight, you can put the custom weight and size, but you need to know the cubic volume, which you might not know yet. If you don't know it, just find something that's very similar, on Amazon. Look in the niche that you're looking at. So Joe, it might be like baby grows and things like that. Find something that is very similar. And then what you need to do is copy that ASIN, or if you know the exact measurements and weights, you use that. So if we go back to revenue calculator, I've copied that product and then I'll search for it in the catalogue. And here we go. It's come up with the exact same product. So straight away, it's telling me what the item price is. Now, this is, I tend to go for products that are like over 20 quid. This is selling for £9.49. And what this calculator does is it's wanting to persuade you to sell your products if you're selling on Amazon by Amazon FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, where we send our products into Amazon, Amazon store it, and then they pick and pack it to the customer, versus you having the stock at home and going to Royal Mail or going to DHL and you shipping it out yourself. So that's the calculator. People get confused because you've got Amazon fulfillment and your fulfillment. So I ignore your fulfillment because most of my products, unless I'm doing fulfilling myself, most of my products I'm doing by Amazon FBA. So this is telling me that the price that it's selling for is £9.49. The Amazon fees are divided into the referral fee, which is a cost that you need to sell if you're selling on their website. It's like a rental fee. So you can see that even if you're selling it from home, you've still got that £1.45. Can you see it? There's a per item fee, which is 75 pence. Yeah. And so the total, that's the pick and pack and postage basically. So the total fulfillment cost is £2.44. And you can see on this side, it hasn't got anything because you're fulfilling it yourself. It's asking now for you to put your details in here. So far, does that make sense? That the Amazon fees are £2.20. Sorry, £2.20 is the 145 and 75, and then the fulfillment fee is £2.44. But on this side, we haven't got a fulfillment fee because that's the postage and pick and pack. So you've got the total FBA fees is £4.64 for this item, which is quite a lot because that's like nearly half of it, half of this, the cost of the item. Let me just check in the chat. So, yeah, so basically the referral fee and the per item fee, normally on here, it just shows you the referral fee. I'm not sure what the per item fee is, but that's the Amazon fee. So the Amazon fee is 15% of your selling price. So, and that's the cost for selling on Amazon. That's why you've got it on your fulfilling side as well. So they're both fees. To sell on Amazon for this product, it costs you £2.20. The fulfillment cost is the box that Amazon puts it in, the pick and pack, and the shipping to the customer. So altogether, the FBA fee is £4.64, which is quite a lot. You'd want this, I'd want to be selling this for a higher amount. Because if we scroll down here, this is without putting any costs in, Monthly storage fees all varies depending on how many units you sell in. So on the calculator, it's best to base it on one item because you could put in 300 units, average units stored, but you're not going to stay at 300 units because you might sell 20 in a couple of days. It's going to go down to 280. So when you're doing the calculator, you want to base it on the average cost of one item stored. Now, it's got VAT on here. You would only include VAT if you're VAT registered. So if you're not VAT registered, you can remove that. Hold on. And then at the bottom, we haven't even put in, so far we've got 50% because the fees are costing 50%, which is quite a lot on this item. So we also want to put in the cost of how much the item is costing us. So it's in this box here, cost of goods sold. So say these treats are costing us £1.50. It might be more, I don't know. We will put that in there. And then any miscellaneous cost. Now, £1.50 is the cost of the unit plus sending it into Amazon. So you also need to bear in mind, because obviously we send in goods from China, so we'll get a shipping quote and the unit price. But when you're getting products from, like say Home Bargains or a wholesaler, you're going to be doing it at home and then you're going to be sending it in. So it may cost you an X amount for sending in 20 units, and you need to divide that amount by 20 and add it onto your unit cost. Does that make sense? So if it was £1.50, we would be then at a 34% profit margin. Obviously, if the goods cost £2.50, you can see this net margin and profit is going down. So we'll keep doing this until you understand it. So please could we look at the fulfillment fee detail? When I look, there were different options you could choose. So you mean in here? So yeah, so some of these are service add-ons. So basically Amazon can do the labeling for you. They can put the item in bags for you. They can put things in opaque bagging, but I never use any of their services because it's really expensive. So we do all of that before we send it in, or our supplier from China will do it. So the only fee I'm having here is the £2.44, which is the pick and pack and the postage. So let's search for another product. And has anybody got a product they want to look at? Because this can then be really valuable to you. Maybe you're doing a bundle and you're thinking, how am I going to work out the weight? So let me know. Leslie, I know you were struggling with this, so let me know if there's a product you want me to look at. £3.44 includes the whole pick and pack cost. Yeah. The other part of that is that if you were sending it, when you haven't got to this stage yet, but when we list our product, we do a shipping label where we tell Amazon, I am sending in 50 units of this product. And when we send it in, it'll ask us, do you want Amazon to prep the product? And we always say no, because we've done the prepping. We're not paying for Amazon to put the barcode on. We're not paying for Amazon to put it in the bags. We're doing the prep because it's a lot cheaper. So Ellen is saying a bundle of craft paper, twine, and gift bags. Is there anything that you've seen that's competition to this product? Let's have a look.
So I can't actually find this bundle on Amazon.
So can you find a similar bundle that you think could be a similar weight? Because that's what we want to do with bundles. Because obviously we found something that's going to be quite a unique bundle. So
so the only thing that they seem to be doing is people are just doing the craft paper, but it comes in different sizes. So the one that I found on Hobbycraft is 70 centimeters by 8 meters. So I've just tried to find something which is probably similar to that, because the gift tags are not going to weigh very much.
No, exactly.
And the twine, I mean, I'd probably just maybe find a bigger roll.
What happens is when it arrives into Amazon, Amazon weigh it all, and then they will update the Amazon fees. There's brackets, like of weight, a bit like if you go to the post office and it says if it fits through this letterbox, that's one cost. Then when it goes to the next, so it will only be. I'll go back to the calculator in a minute and show you which costs could change. So there's two parts to the Amazon fees. One is a fee that never changes, and it's a percentage of your retail cost. So if you sell something for £20, it's 15% of that. If you sell something of £100, it's 15% of that. And it's like Etsy charge 6.5%. eBay have got a charge because it's like we're renting space on these marketplaces. So we have an Amazon fee that will be the same whether we're sending it from home or Amazon are. And then the second cost is the fulfillment by Amazon fee, which is basically the pick and pack, putting it. they decide what it goes in. Like I ordered 2 of my students' products, and one arrived in a box because they had sent their product in a box, and so Amazon then put it in another box with some like rolled paper, and then the other lady had it in a bag. It was in a hemp bag with, then they put a plastic bag over it just to protect it and not get it dirty, and it came in. Amazon have these rolls of sheet, which is a bit like craft paper, actually, which they then sellotape over with their Amazon tape. And it came in that, they wrapped it up in that. So Amazon will decide how safely they're going to wrap it. It'll either be in a box, or it could even be in like a big envelope or some paper that's sellotaped round. So is there any of these, if I scroll down on that you recognise or think would be similar weight that you've looked at?
So I think, did I look at that? No, hold on. There's one which is, so the one on Hobbycraft is 70 centimeters by 8 meters. So I think there was one which was possibly a 10-meter one. And I thought, well, that'll be a bit heavier. So maybe might match it.
To see if you can see one that's similar size, then I'm looking myself. 70 centimeters. I know that's in folded sheets, isn't it?
So I think the difficulty I'm having is there is nothing on Amazon which is similar to this. So like you've just said, I guess I just pick something which I think will be approximately the same weight.
It's great that there's nothing on Amazon that's similar to yours, because that means that you're going to stand out as having some extra things in your bundle. But when I do bundles, I just have to kind of, it's not guessing, but I have to like make a bit of a judgment based on the weight and size. Find something that's as close to as I think to do it. But you can also put in, you can put in your own measurements here.
Okay.
So you can also bundle your own. You can put in, what was it? Let's do that. Let's put in what we think as a S. Do you know the kilograms or not?
Hold on, just opening. No, it doesn't actually say how heavy it is.
It will say on the listing. For some reason, Amazon's worried and worried.
Oh no, it on the Hobbycraft one that I found.
Right, yeah,
it doesn't say. It just says 70 by 8 meters. It doesn't tell you the weight of it.
So I think if you found, can you go on Amazon now and put in 70 by 8 meters craft paper, and then if you can, I'll tell you what, you look for that, and I'll look for a manicure set for Melanie.
Okay.
Go on to the next one, and then we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
So Mel, I'm going to ask you the same now. So if we go to the Amazon catalogue and we put in, if I put nail, if I put manicure set, seven pieces, let's say.
Second row down, second from the end.
This one's
from the right side, not the other one. Next to it, the purple one.
I need to move you guys, sorry. I thought that was my end. This one.
Yes.
Right. So we'd select that. Obviously, we need to look for the product first, and then it'll tell us as well when we put it in. I know it's not telling us actually the weight, is it? Right, okay. That's only selling for $5.99 though.
No, that's the thing.
Right, so What were you planning to sell it for? Because we can change it. So we can
Yes.
find something that's a similar way and then change the price.
Bundling that with a nail storage box and a set of nails.
Okay.
And I was looking at round about 19.99.
So also that's going to weigh a lot more, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now see when I put 19.99 in here, you see what changed that? Let me go back. If I put in 5.99, I just want you to see it. So
Right. Okay.
$5.99, the Amazon fee is always a 15% of your retail cost. So when you change the price, the Amazon fee goes up. That's what we just have to accept, that the higher the price point, it's a percentage of that price point, the Amazon fee. But the fulfillment cost never changes because postage never change. Well, it does change, but you know what I mean? The postage is the postage.
Okay.
And then it's got the VAT on there. I'll just take that off. And then if we put in the cost of the goods. Now, the thing is, we're doing this, the fulfillment fee will be higher, I would suspect, on this. The reason being is this is a bundle, we've only put in the 7-piece set, and you said there's going to be nails and what was it? A storage box.
A storage box.
So we're really sort of guesstimating now, if you know what I mean. But just as an idea, we know that the one item is going to cost that in weight. That this part is not going to change because it's a percentage. So we know that part of the Amazon fee is £3.81, but we've also got the fulfillment cost, which is the postage, and that is likely to be higher. So at the moment, it's £3.81 plus £1.98, which is £5.79. But that might go up. So what is the cost of it?
£6.75.
Oh, I'll put it on 6. So we're currently at £37.25, which is actually really good. Now we know, don't we, that the Amazon fee is likely to go up. So if we added, really be on the safe side, if we added, what was it, £6.75, we added £7.75, we added an extra pound, then we're still okay. If we add another pound, just in case, we're still okay. So we can afford that the Amazon fees may go up by £1 or £2 based on the bundle. So what happens is when we get told when we create our listing what the Amazon fee is going to be based on the information that we're giving Amazon, because we have to put in the size and the weight into our listing, and then when we send it in, when it arrives, everything is meticulous at Amazon. They weigh it again, and then you'll see that your FBA fee on your listing will get updated. And it may stay the same, or it might change. It might go lower, it might go higher, all based on what they measure it to be. Because we don't rely on what we say. So that passes for me.
Okay.
Let me have a look at Eleanor's. Ellen sent a link. Let's have a look at that. In fact. So this is the craft paper you think is probably going to weigh, is it 5 meters by 7?
Yeah, that's the one that I found on
Okay.
Hobbycraft. So obviously the whole bundle will be slightly heavier than that with some other bits.
Yeah. If I put in here then, I'll search for that. Because when we were on that listing, because there was several different ones, hold on, somebody's trying to come in. If you were like, oh, it's you got to click on the right one for it's a different size. You got to click on the right one for the size, if you know what I mean, because it'll be a different ASIN. You see at the top, I copied that ASIN, that B number in the URL. When I click on, it ends in KVP. when I click on 10 meters, it changes up. It's now, sorry, it's here. It's now 6, 7, because basically every product, even if it's a different size or color, has a different ASIN. So if we go back to the calculator, I put the right one in because it says 5 meters by 70 there. And this is currently being sold for £13.40. So we know that it may be slightly heavier because you've got the tags and what else did you have in it now?
Yeah, like the twine, the string.
Yeah. Does that come in like a roll?
Yeah, I've just tried to find quickly then the pack that I've found. I mean, there's probably other options, but there was like a two pack of 20 meter. But I can't find the twine on Amazon is like 300 meters long for your garden.
Yeah. What you can do though is once you're bundling it together, is then measure this again. So you might do the calculator a few times, you know what I mean? Depending on different things. Because we do this when we're importing from China because we get shipping quotes that only last 7 days and then we get a new shipping quote. And sometimes that can go down, sometimes it can go up. At this time of year, it goes up. So interestingly, has anyone spotted something on here?
The date.
January, September, October, December.
Oh yeah, there's that actually as well. There is that. That's the storage fee. You can see it goes from 10p per unit to 14. So it is this time of year, so we should have it on there. But no, something else to do with the Amazon fee. We've got the Amazon fee, which is £2.80 of £13.40. And then we've also got, and that's based in that Eleanor sells it for £13.40. She might decide she's selling it for $15.99 or something, or higher even. You might be selling it for, I don't know what you thought about, but if we keep it at £13.40 for now, because that's what this one is, £2.80 is that percentage of that cost there. Let me just check that's right. Yeah, £2.80. But there's another fee, which is the pick and pack and postage. It's £6.35, which is quite high, compared to the nail kit. And the reason for that is because this is long. It's 70 centimeters. You know, I said don't go over anything a meter wide. If you go anything for a meter wide, it's seen as a large, extra large item. And it's just because of the length of it, because it's going to take up more room. You might be better off doing the sheets if you can. Have you got the sheet versions you can do?
I've not looked, but that might be an option to do, yeah.
Have a look and see. Go and get the calculator, search for a sheet one, look for, again, the similar size and weight. See if you can get it from Hobbycraft and put it in, because that'll come down. Right. Because that makes it quite high. When we scroll down here, take the VAT out. If we put in, what were the costs to you?
Well, just for the actual roll of the whole bundle.
The whole bundle.
I think it was about £7.50.
So £7.50.
Which is not going to work. And that I quickly did that before and I thought, that's not going to work.
Yeah, so
because of that fulfillment cost is so high. Yeah,
exactly. The fulfillment cost is so high. Even if you were at $19.99, yeah, you would need to be between 20. You need to be 22 or something like that. Now I don't know by looking at the competition what they are selling for, and also you are doing a unique bundle. When you do a unique bundle, you can be higher cost than everybody else because you're offering a time-saving solution, and people will pay more for that. You know, if they need the tags and everything else in there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about increasing the price, but what I would try and do is get this down. So just see if you can get some different sizes of the rolls, because it's the length of the 70 centimeters.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that's a good example. That could still work. You're just going to sort of tweak it a little bit. So Lorraine has got Bowl and Bone is the brand harness and lead. Harness is 1944, the lead is 12, so a total of 31. I'm concerned and way overpriced. What is the competition selling at?
So the actual Bowl and Bone brand, the harness itself is on the Bowl and Bone brand for 37.95, just for the harness,
Okay.
no lead.
Where remind me where you're getting those from again?
So my brother in Ireland have several brothers, but this guy
Sorry, you got
suddenly arrived with all his loot. So he set up a pet food store during the summer, and it didn't. He's closed it. So he has all this stock, and he arrived over and he said, "I just need you to just try and get what I paid for it back." So he's paid for it at wholesale price.
Right. Okay.
So if I now have so much that I've become an Amazon.
What the no, my concern is Bowl and Bone. Are they already on Amazon selling?
I can't find them. And I couldn't find it. So
Okay, well, if they're not, it's fine because what you don't want to do is sell something that's already got a brand protection, from somewhere else. So you want to
that's what I
check
wanted
that
to
it's
ask
not.
you. So is there a brand protection that I can't sell? Well, I'm assuming.
It's only if they're selling and they've registered the brand with Amazon. So you need to look to see if Bowl and Bone are on Amazon, and yeah, just have a look to see if they're sold on the UK, US, or EU.
Okay. And if they are being sold there, does that mean I can't sell them?
You have to ask permission. Yeah, you have to ask permission
Okay.
to the brand owner. Now you can. There's a lot of people at the moment, that do retail arbitrage. So they go to wholesalers and find things like, L'Oreal shampoo. Rachel in my group does it. Well, Colgate shampoo, Colgate toothpaste, or whatever. And she does bundles of different things. So she might put Colgate toothpaste with some toothbrushes in a little bundle, or might do 3 packs of Colgate toothpaste that the competition isn't doing. And you've got to be careful because some brands like Colgate are not bothered because they wholesale them everywhere. They're not protective over their brands, but they're starting to be. And she told me that her account's been flagged. She's got a bit of a battle going on, and I've heard it loads over this last week. That loads of people have been selling other people's brands, which they've been doing for years, and Amazon has started to clamp down on it. So that's why I've said to you, if you've got anything that you get from Home Bargains or anything like that, remove it from the packaging, or you want to make sure that you cover up any brand name on the packaging if it's on the packaging. If it's written on the item and you're bundling it together, like you could do the Bowl and Bone, but you don't mention to Amazon that it is Bowl and Bone.
Okay.
And you want to know the situation first and just check that it's not being sold.
Okay.
If they spot you, they'll report you. You know what I mean? So that's why you want to just check if they're being sold. Some brands are, some people aren't. It could be a good little scenario because you could do it and then you could approach them and say, look, I've been selling your product over Christmas. I got it from a wholesale from you. Do you want me to manage all of your Amazon for you? And, do all your Amazon and strike a deal with them. You know what I mean? So there's loads of opportunities with things like that.
Can you do the price for it to see whether
Yeah.
it's. So, I mean, I think I'm better
Let's
off.
put it in here. Let me just double check and put bowl
Yeah.
harness. Let's just say.
So it's called Yeti Red. YETI Red. Fur. So Christmassy.
Let's just see if it searches it. Hold on. So it's coming up with the Yeti. Let me. Yeah, I can't see it.
No.
Have a look on the US as well. So any of these, it's going to be a lead and a harness, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let me put just dog. There's different sizes, aren't there? Have you got different sizes?
Yeah. So they're all the same. So small, medium, and large. And I have a certain amount of, I've got 27 of these in 4 different colors. Got Yeti grey, Yeti blue, Yeti camel, and Yeti red fur.
So what you could do with doing is having a look at, I need to know the weights and sizes, you say. And these like are really small. This looks really big. So do a little search and see if you can then put the ace in the box. I mean, I can pick one of these. I don't know whether it's going to be comparable in size like this one. Is that, do you reckon that's a similar size?
So I can tell you here, because it's on the website. So there's small, medium, large, extra large. So yeah, so I suppose what I'll have to do is find out what size the small one is. Is that it? Here.
What you want to do is have a look on Amazon and find out whether the size of the one you're doing, which one of these is similar
Okay.
to the size that you're doing.
Okay. So I would
I mean,
select.
we could pick
select.
this. Should we pick this one?
Yeah.
It's quite a big one, that.
Oh, I have it. So 150 centimeters. Red and regular lead, 150 centimeters.
Let me just have a look then what this
Oh,
is.
that's the lead. Sorry. Okay.
So Lynn's saying I was going to do a wee dog bundle, going to use pack of wag dog Christmas tree waggies on Amazon. So do you think that'll be an issue? So I was chatting to a girl today, and she was saying that when you do bundles, you put dog. Is it going to be true? What else is going to be in it? And then let us know. Let us know in the chat what else is going to be in it. Right, so we've got, this is the weight of this one, 32.9 by 26.6 by 5.9 and 470 grams.
Yeah, so that's for a large breed. So I'd say most of my stuff is for small, medium size, but I do have 1 or 2 large. So let's go with that anyway.
Okay, so we'll go with this as the biggest one.
Yeah.
And this is going to cost you the way.
Okay.
So there's the Amazon fee, which is the percentage, is £3.35, and then the fulfillment cost is £3.36. So the pick and pack and the shipping. So if we scroll down, although you might be VAT registered, so you might need to leave that on.
We take off the VAT because I'm hopefully.
Yeah, I'm joking with your situation with the UK. Right, what is the cost of it then?
Okay.
Hold on, you're going to be. This is hold on. This is just the harness, isn't it?
Yeah. So
no, this is the harness and the lead, is it?
So what I'm suggesting is the harness and the lead is £31.
But is this just the harness? Is it? Do you reckon?
Harness, yeah, harness, no pull harness. Yeah, that's just the harness.
But it's got this as well, isn't that?
Yeah. No, that's the. I don't know whether that's the 2 together. So that's.
So it says it comes with a back leash to make it a no pull, no drop choke.
No, it's coming with. Oh yeah, a back leash. Okay.
I think it does. I'm not sure actually. We've got the right side. We're obviously doing this really rough, so you need the main thing on this is looking on Amazon, scrolling down and making sure that the size and the weight is similar. It could be a cat lead. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be. It's all about the product size and weight. So if we say that it's £31.99 in there, but the Amazon fees might go up. Click on October, December, and then what is the cost to you?
The cost of goods is £31.99, so I wanted to see
Okay, sorry.
what you should sell it at. Now, don't worry, this is euros, okay? So, but we just make it relative anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're not going to be wanting to sell it for 50 quid, are you? Because you're going to have to be even just making 12% profit.
Oh, right.
So,
Am I better off just going and selling them? So, just to say to you that at the moment, if I just sold the harness, okay, just
yeah.
the harness is selling on Bowl and Bone for £37.95.
Right, okay. So, yeah, so if you were just doing the harness then, how much is the harness to you?
1944.
Okay. So if you had 19 what was it?
19, so just say £19.
So,
£18 because it's sterling we're going to work in for now. So just
okay.
say £18.
So, and
And
then,
they're selling
so,
£37.95.
that would work out as 25%, making just under £10 on each one that you sold.
Right.
So that is more manageable, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
The main thing that I would do, and it's the same for everybody, is like we did with Eleanor, go and look at the size and the weight and find them something similar. If you don't know the size and the weight, go and just scroll on Amazon and look for products that are very similar. If you're doing a bundle, do it with one of the products or two of the products, like we did with the nail kit, and then make a judgment that this part is going to go up. So maybe add £1 or £2, and just you can then see what leeway you've got, can't you? Do you know what I mean? And judge it that way. And then when it arrives in Amazon, you're going to get the exact cost. The other alternative is measuring it all out and defining the product and putting all the package dimensions and the unit weight in here. So Lynn is saying, I have toys mainly in a little Santa sack bag. Not sure if I can advert it up here. No, don't worry. I get what I just wanted to check whether it was all treats or whether you were doing toys and stuff with it. And don't worry, I know what it's like with video and children and juggling and dogs and all sorts of things. So don't worry. So WAG is I haven't even heard of WAG. Are they quite a big brand? Dog lovers tell me. Yeah. So the girl that I was talking to today, who does a lot of these bundlings with branded products, she said the way that you can get around it with Amazon is saying like dog. You would put something like dog toy bundle, um, includes um, includes WAG Christmas bone treats or whatever in there. I would actually, if it was me though, I probably would just wouldn't even mention the WAG on it. And then what I would do is put it in the bundle, obviously, and mention that it includes dog Christmas treats, but just not mention that the WAG ones because you're creating the bundle mainly with the toys and it includes these treats. And then in the pictures, you just not have the brand WAG on there, you have the treats. You know what I mean? Like the pictures of the treats. That's what I would do personally because Amazon are just being a bit touchy on brands at the moment, and they've done loads over this last week with loads of people selling them. So I'd sort of stay away from it. Just let me know if that makes sense. So I would include it, but I wouldn't make a big deal out of it on the listing.
Well, I've got two brands, Bowl and Bone and Lavin. So should I go to them or should I check? I can't find either of them on Amazon. But do I need to go and approach them or do I just not mention the name?
I would look everywhere first. So I would look on Amazon UK, which we've just done. I'd look on Amazon EU. Are they an Irish brand?
No, one is Swedish.
Right, okay. It may just be that they aren't on Amazon because, to be honest, Amazon's just started in Sweden. It's not doing very well. I don't think the Swedes actually do that much shopping on Amazon, so they've probably not even listed it on there. So what we would do when we get to that stage, we're not listing it as a brand, but I would put the brand name in the title. So I'd put wagon, what is it again? Dog and no, I'm thinking of the treats.
Oh, yeah.
Bowl and bone harness and lead, or bone and bone harness, and then obviously the pictures would show that it has that brand name on. But we're not submitting the brand to Amazon because we haven't got the trademark. I would still list it as that, as long as it wasn't on Amazon.
Okay. So high end. So you'd want to.
Exactly, this sounds nice. Sounds really nice.
Yeah.
You just got to get the numbers right. So, on that 19 and then the 37 worked. Have a look at some of the others. So Lynn's saying, not sure if it is, but the treats are in B&M and other retailers. Seen something similar, that's what gave me the idea. Yeah, that makes sense. And that also sounds pretty good, actually. Exactly what I've been telling Tracy to do in my coaching program. She does a lot of dog products. I was saying about doing a bit of a Christmassy bundle. So I just wouldn't mention the wag in the. It sounds like some football or wife treat wag in the title. I just show it on the pictures and stuff, but it's all part of the bundle that you're doing. Let me stop sharing now. The main thing with the calculator, as I say, is finding something that is a similar size and weight. It doesn't have to be the exact same product. It could be like in Eleanor's instance, it could be a completely different paper, but it's the same size, that you pick off Amazon. Or in Lorraine's instance, it could be completely, it could be a lead for cat or a harness for, it doesn't have to be that exact dog harness. The main thing is looking at the weight and the size, the cubic volume, because that's where the Amazon fee comes in. So how is everybody getting on with products and just everything you've done so far? Let me know if anyone's, apart from Lorraine, is still having a problem with their Amazon account. And also let me know how you're getting on with products. Like I'm saying, if we do a Christmas product, what will Amazon do with anything that remains unsold? You can basically get the items shipped back. You can pay to get them sent back to you.
I'm not doing very well at all because I'm sort of looking at things and then deciding they're a bit cheap and naff. And so,
What kind of what niche product? What products were you thinking of?
Well, I'm just jumping all over the place again now. I'd sort of decided that I might do like cookie cutters or something like that, Christmas cookie cutters, and may sort of add, say, a silicon pastry brush or something like that to bundle it together. And then I've been going on to throws and looking at those, but the prices are probably all too much for where I'm sort of looking. I've been sort of looking all over the place on sites, but I can't seem to sort of come up with anything that's I've sort of, I don't know, I just keep talking myself out of everything now. And then I've gone to Christmas decorations. I've been jumping
out of all those you said, that I like that the baking stuff. They're really good at this time of year because parents buy them the children and stuff as a little thing that we can do together type of thing.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of thing as well that you can find all over retail places at the moment, isn't it?
Yes.
Like Christmas.
But also, so what you're saying is, for example, if you've got something with, you went to Asda and it's got George on it, then you obviously can't sell that.
So it depends. So what we'd want to do is we'd put it in the bundle and put it in a bag. Now sometimes things like that might have like a label hooped on it. You know what I mean? You can just rip off. You don't have to have that part on it. If it's in a, it might have some minimal packaging that you can just remove, you know, that have like George on or whatever, and then you can put it into another bag in your set. Or if it's in a really nice box, you might not want to do that. So you could. It just depends how the George bit is. You wouldn't want to have something with George written on it that you send in. You know what I mean? If it was in a big box, I'd be more inclined just to take it all out of the packaging. If it was just on a barcode in really small writing at the back, you're going to be putting an Amazon barcode on the item on the packaging, so you could just put it on, cover it. But if it's got a big brand on it, you know, where it says George cooking set or something, then you want to remove all that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep
So I would
hunting.
have a look in a bit more detail. Have a look at the competition and what people are doing in little Christmassy bundly sets. And think about the item that you spot. If you add it to your basket, it might say some customers buy this with this. It might just give you an idea. Do like a little pinny, children's pinny or something in it. Because
That's a
that's
good
going to be quite
idea.
lightweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was also some little bags that Christmas bags. So if you made the cookie and you could actually put them in a little bag if you did it like as a party thing or to give it to children's friends or something like that.
Right, yeah.
I was sort of looking at that to put with it. But as I say, I've gone all over the place again today. I was sort of settled on different things, and then I'm thinking about baubles and splitting packets up, and
I've got to say, I do like the baking thing. I think you can make a nice little set out of that. Thinking just 2 or 3 items in it, keeping it small,
yeah,
more lightweight. So I'd go back to that, do a bit more research. If you get stuck, what you bundle it, have a look at the US market as well, see what they're doing, because they get really inventive over there on bundles. And thinking of the Christmas theme as well. There's loads of like chatting to Dimple today, her who's one of my students, she's like, God, my son, because like, my birthday's the 29th of December, she's like, my son's 24, just like, I've only had 1 year of it because it's his second birthday coming up. There's loads of people that, you know, just being at the school, having kids that have parties at that time of year as well.
yeah,
They could, if there was something with the party bags. Or people do Christmas little gatherings, don't they, with kids and all that.
yeah.
So it could be something that was a present for a child or something that was actually for a party. Both would work.
I was also looking at hats and scarf sets, but again, I started to look, and then I thought, oh, they all start to look a bit cheap if you go too low on price, you know. And so, yeah,
You kind of probably want to go on like high-end quality with those, I would say.
yeah, yeah.
So let me just check the chat. So if we do a Christmas product, oh, I've answered that. Okay, it's just to help us work out our fees and hence profit margin as part of the Amazon process. It's just part of us that we need to know what the prices of the Amazon fees are going to be before we decide that that product's going to be viable. So Amazon, I say, will weigh the product, measure the size when it gets to their warehouse anyway to check, and it might change. But yeah, it's part of that 30, 30, 30. So we know how much it's cost us to buy the item. We know then the Amazon fees, so we know what the profits are before we go into it all. Because like Eleanor's example, her Amazon fee is quite high. So it's thinking, like, how can I still do this product and bring those Amazon fees down? If she'd left it and not done that, sent it into Amazon, she's gonna have a big shock when she's only making a quick £1 every sale. And then that would be a learning for her next time. But you can prevent these before, you know. Because it's a good idea. It's just that they're long rolls, a bit like yoga mats, you know. Mandy saying I've got to delay my Amazon account. I have resent requested info, so should hear again by tomorrow, Thursday. It was my mistake, fingers crossed. No worries, as long as you've corrected it, they're pretty much quicker. Well, they've obviously got back to you already, so that should be sorted then. Jane's got a few bundle ideas, but going back and forth between them all. Any advice welcome. Start a stair garland with gold decoration, DIY advent calendar, travel craft, travel coffee cup, earmuffs, silk hair bonnet and eye mask, elf arrival set or makeup bushes and star headband. Don't worry. Don't ever apologise for not coming on camera because whenever I'm attending webinars as an attendee, I never put my camera on. So I totally relate. I know that we're kind of like juggling, or sometimes we've just like had a busy day and we're like, we just don't want to see ourselves. I wish I could just permanently turn mine off. So you've got loads of good ideas there. The ones I like, the stair garland might be a bit big and heavy. Depends if it's lightweight. It just depends how heavy that is. The DIY advent calendar is a good idea too. So would it be the box? How would that work? The DIY advent calendar? Give me a bit more info. The travel coffee cup, I wouldn't do. They are so competitive, and there's absolutely loads of them. So you're going to have to come up with a real redesign to do those. Earmuffs. Or was the travel coffee cup with the earmuffs? Because that could be quite a good little set. I quite like the idea of the earmuffs. I think loads of people are buying hats and gloves and scarves and all that kind of stuff. You could do a set. Obviously, you can do silk scarves, like we were just saying. You want to have high-end ones. I think, who was the lady that was going to do the pillowcase and eye mask? Was that you, Jane? Was that someone else? So I liked that idea.
Not Carol.
Was it Carol?
I'm not sure.
The makeup brushes are really saturated, so I'd avoid that. But out of what you've said is the stair garland if it's lightweight, the DIY advent calendar I like because I think more people are wanting to do that kind of thing. It just depends how it's packaged. Like, do people put their own items in, or the silk hair bonnet and eye mask I like, and the spa headband. I like the elf arrival set as well. You've got quite a few. So I'm gonna, if you're part of Entrepreneurship, it's in the training, but I'm gonna put the link for the calculator in the group. What I will do is just put it in the chat now, and then you can just grab it. Now this is the UK one. Why does it say waiting room participate? Oh, everyone in the meeting, sorry. So that's the UK one. You can get the Spanish one as well. By in fact, let me get you the Spanish one.
I love the eye mask and the turban set, the silk.
Yeah,
Out.
they're really on trend at the moment as well. For some reason, I can't find the Spanish one.
Hello? I think I've got it. I think it worked. I used your link and I've gone into my I've gone into my Spanish.
Great. Okay, it's converted it on your location. Perfect.
That's right. Yeah. No idea how I'm going to use it, but at least I'm in.
Yeah. So if you watch this when we finish,
I'll watch the replay.
It's all based on you've got to try and find a similar product that's similar size and weight.
Yeah.
So James saying it would be 24 paper bags. Oh, I've seen these little wooden pegs and stickers for the advent calendar. I like those. Are there a lot of them on Amazon, Jane? Have you looked? No worries, Gail. Have you had any update on your product?
No, I haven't.
Have you checked? Have you been checking? Have you got you?
I've got the tracking. I've been checking
Right.
that it's DPD. So, yeah,
Okay.
I'll just have to. I'll give it another couple of days, and can Jing chase it from their end?
Yeah, I would just reach out to them anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Just nag them.
Yeah.
Because I've made mistakes where I've tried to be polite and not nagged people.
Yeah.
And the next thing they're like, "Oh gosh, we made a mistake. It's not shipped or something." Do you know what I mean? So just nag.
Thanks for the message tonight. Then yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'll
Cool.
see you tomorrow.
See you Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
So, when do we need to have our item ready for the next stage? Also wondered about reads, but maybe a bit too big to deal with. I think reads are quite good. The only problem with them, because I've solved them, is you've got to make sure that you've got some kind of bubble wrap over them to protect them. Because sometimes all bits, you know what it's like if you like get all your decorations out. I've done it before, where like some big bit of holly pings off. Do you know what I mean? So you want it all packaged nicely, because if you're buying something new, you don't want it coming. It's bits falling off there straight away. So yeah, they a few of my students have sold them as well. They're good. So when do we need to be ready? So we're going to be now moving on to working on our listing. So once you make that decision and you've worked out all the costs and you go for it, you're then going to be focusing on your product listing. And when we do 2 stages to our listing: the basic listing and then the full listing. And the basic listing is to get our Amazon barcode, which then we'll print off and we can put that on the packaging of the item. Once we've got that, we can then create a shipping label, which is a label that tells us, that goes on our box, that tells Amazon there's 20 items of this product in this box. And then we can get ready shipping it off. So as soon as we are ready, I'm going to move on, because obviously some of you are going to be in slightly different stages. I'm going to be going into the listing to get that Amazon barcode, so that, because I know some of you have got product already, haven't you, ready to go, and then others are you still debating on the idea. So ideally, as soon as we can do that, we then want to work on the full listing, which means the keyword list that we ran off with Jungle Scout. When we're looking at the competition. So I've got a planning document to give you, where you can start tracking who you're competing against and start building your listing. And we'll have all of those keywords that we looked at when we were tracking at the beginning and debating whether the product was viable. And all those keywords are then going to start building in your Amazon listing. And then we need to start thinking about how we're going to do our images. There's going to be that's what's coming. We'll be starting with the basic listing. Then we'll be looking at the keywords to get it in the full listing, looking at who we're competing against, getting the shipping label and getting it into Amazon, because then we're going to be wanting to make sure we've got all our images and we can focus on launching it and selling it. So really, it's going to be as soon as you can, because every day is a sale day at the moment. Kate said, I've been getting myself in a pickle with what to sell. I found a lovely Breton stripe beanie that is made from minimum 50% recycled polyester. Can't find one like it on Amazon. That sounds nice. We're thinking of just doing a straight wholesale to retail sale as it is, but I don't think I can buy a small quantity as you'd advise. So now I've been wandering around Home Bargains looking for stuff. What's the minimum you can buy of it?
Hi Anna. I even don't mind going on video if it works.
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's 144 of them. They're just so nice, like the sort of thing that I want to buy, and I really like the recycled aspect. I just can't find anything else that is like it. So yeah, it's whether I haven't got the actual cost price yet from the so that side of things.
Where are they based? Are they based in the UK?
Yes, yeah. Okay. So it's a big company that then has distributors. So I've got the contact details for about 4 of the distributors in the UK that I need to go to try and find out how much they cost. But yeah, I'm just kind
I would try and negotiate with them that you could, the lowest amount you could possibly go, and they said there's no way they go less than 144.
and also they pack them in 12s, so it's obviously 12 packs of 12, and there are 4 different colorways, and I thought it might be quite good to have the different colorways, at least 3 of them maybe, but I don't want to buy 3 times 144 hats.
Exactly, and this is what sometimes happens in my other group when we really love a product, you know. You've got to think of profits and be sensible with the money and not let our heart run away with something. But it also could be an opportunity. I wouldn't do more than 2 variations to begin with.
Okay.
Because you may be stuck with a load of, you know, like 3 maximum, but I think when you're starting off, 2 is enough.
Yeah. Because I just thought, I know we're working towards Black Friday, but I just thought it's obviously a winter thing, so that you know.
Yeah, it would sell afterwards, isn't it? Yes, it's not like it's a Christmas product; it would sell afterwards.
Yeah.
But I would try and squeeze them to get like as low as you can possibly go. If they're in packs of 12, like I'd be saying, can I go for 4 or 5? Because I feel like 48 or 60.
Right.
And
But you think, because I was worried because there was obviously 3 billion trillion hats on Amazon, but nothing like this one. And I thought, am I going into a saturated market, or is it all about the listings and how you sell it? And you know,
it's both. That's why when you said it was a minimum 50% recycled polyester, I thought that was like a good selling point.
Yeah, yeah.
But of course, the colours of it and the attractiveness of it, which I've not seen, is going to be the thing as well to stand out, isn't it? And your images and how you sell it.
And sorry, I don't want to monopolise. Do the companies that manufacture, do they share their images? Because they've got some lovely images of it. Would they share those, or do?
Yeah, I mean, if do they know that you want to sell it on Amazon?
No, not yet.
No. That might be now Amazon obviously hasn't got a good name. It's like a lot of the wholesalers I deal with, I don't tell them that I'm wanting to sell on Amazon. The reason being is because when I've gone around the spring fair and the autumn fair, as soon as you say it, years ago, Amazon sellers were all competing in price and like drilling prices to rock bottom and bringing down certain brands' the market price. And I don't do that kind of thing. So, wondering, have you looked? They obviously aren't on Amazon. You've already looked.
No, they're not. Yeah, I mean, I found one other sort of Breton style, which is more of a woolly one. Well, it's that thing, you know, I've fallen in love with it a little bit.
So it's that thing of, is it going to stand out, do you think, against competition, the look of it? And also the recycled part of it. And all, they are competitive, but I also think they're quite high in demand, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
If it's something that's quite striking, and also with the whole recycle thing, I think you could do a really good job on the photos and get it to stand out. I wouldn't want to be pushed into. I'm a bit principled when someone pushes me into a number anyway.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, look, this is the first time I'm going to be selling this, and I want to try before I go all in. And every reasonable business owner knows that, you know.
With these, they're white label, so longer term, if I developed a brand, I would be able to have my own.
Perfect, that'd be good.
Yeah,
and you need to say and just say, look, what I want to do is over the Christmas period is just test them. I don't really want to go over 50 units because I want to test it. And then come January, what we could do is I could, create my own brand of this.
Yeah.
But I need to test it over the Christmas period first.
Cool. Okay.
Just be like, I really want to build a relationship and all that kind of stuff. You know?
You've made me feel so much better because I'm like a weirdo walking around Home Bargains Day photographing baubles and all sorts, and actually my heart was with these sort of eco-ish hats, etc. So
yeah, I would just see it as a challenge. Try and find a way. Everyone can be every wholesaler or distributor or supplier you can negotiate with.
Fab. Thank you. It made me feel better. I can sleep tonight.
No worries. Yeah, no worries. I want to see them now. You make me want to see them.
Oh, I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, let me see them and I can give you some tips or whatever.
Thanks.
Also, on a tip on negotiation, I used to do this in the early days, don't really do it now. The odd time I do it is I used to say, oh, this is a tip that I'm dealing with, and I've got a partner involved, so I need to discuss it. You know, like when you use a third party, or you go, oh, I need to speak to my boss about this. Try to do that. You could sometimes try and use a third party.
Well,
and you could always use me, is what I'm saying. You could always say, look, I'm like working with someone, and then, you know, give my email or whatever as a thing part of the negotiation, because that also kind of makes them think that you're a bigger organization than they're perceiving. You're not just some random person that's like trying to throw, you know, a few bees. You're serious about it. It's like, you know, you've got a business partner and you're building this together. Sort of
but I've also got, which may be useful then in that case, a really good friend who's got a shop in Sturchley in Birmingham, which you'll know. And she sells beautiful, beautiful things, and she's just bought a load of berets for her shop. And I found these things when I was out for coffee with her, and she was like, "Oh my god, I want to sell them and brand them as my own." So, you know, that's potentially someone I suppose I could say is a business partner or an extra selling on.
Exactly.
Yeah, because she's offline, and actually, you could probably say to her, "Look, you know, if you got them down to 100." You could say to her, look, I don't really want to start at 100 because it's the first time doing my Amazon thing. Do you fancy going 50-50? You get 50 for the shot, I'll get 50.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Fab, thank you. Sorry, I'll shut up.
No worries. No worries, that sounds exciting. I'm excited for you. So it's nearly 8 o'clock. We always do these longer sessions, don't we? But I just want to make sure that everybody's got their questions answered, not answered questions. So
Anna, can I just ask one before we go? Sorry. I'm that sad person that's been round Home Bargains today as well.
Everyone's been seen in Home Bargains today.
I'm taking pictures and noting things down. I'm struggling a bit. I've just gone today and I picked for a bundle scrunchie, exfoliating mitt, exfoliating backwash belt, a bamboo foot file, and an eco hair clamps to bundle that in a Hessian bag.
That sounds nice.
So that's the cost is that about $4.80, all of that. I've looked on Amazon, nothing is small like that. With Amazon for like spa, they've all like put their big bundles, and it's a lot of extra creams and everything like that, which
so you could put spa accessory set or spa accessory bundle in, see if something else comes up within that. It seems quite a lot, but actually what was it again that was in it?
So it's a scrunchie, exfoliating mitt, spa exfoliating backwash belt, bamboo foot file, and eco-friendly hair clamps.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think that's really good. It's a nice little.
Another two, I just thought of a mug, but I thought that's quite heavy and it's breakable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Disregard that. And the other one was just eco-friendly hair clamps with a bamboo paddle brush, but that only come to like $3.98, so that wasn't a lot. So I thought the exfoliant mitt, because it was it was a bit more of a bundle.
I like that. I think what you could do is just keep looking on Amazon for the accessory part of it. You might not.
They do it all singly.
Yeah, I was going to say they probably won't do it as a.
Nothing's in like the bundle, so it's just singly.
When you're doing the keywords, look for all those separate items. So look for the bestseller of the exfoliating mitt. Look for the bestseller of the back. What was it? The back scrub thing. I feel like the last 2 days have been really full on because I'm not used to going out. I'm not online or just toddling to Starbucks, and it's been great. I love doing the workshops. Don't get me wrong, but you know when you've I felt like I was back in the corporate world, being on the M42, and I thought after my call, I'm going to run a nice bath with my soul, so I could just do with your accessories.
My bundle.
That sounds nice. But look for those individual items and put them all in the keywords. So you would put an ASIN from one, an ASIN from another, pick all the best sellers, and then you can then formulate your listing with all of those keywords in.
Right.
As long as the whole thing wasn't too expensive, and if it was, there might be one thing you want to take out. Because I'm trying to think.
It was for with the bag, Hessian bag, which I've got to buy bulk of, obviously. $4.60.
Yeah, I think that's good because you could sell it for like $14.99, couldn't you, or something?
Yeah. I sort of thought.
Yeah.
And just one more question. Sorry, I tried to connect my Amazon account to my Jungle Scout.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a good point.
Don't do that. No, okay.
I don't do it because I'm just maybe I'm just old. I don't want Jungle Scout having my data for my Amazon account. Now it gives you some good information from what people tell me, but I've just never done it. I must be really mistrust. I just don't trust these platforms fully. But I don't want Jungle Scout having access to my Amazon account. And obviously, if you're sharing as well, you will only be able to add one account. You don't. It's not essential. I've never done it. Okay. So yeah.
Right. Brilliant. Thank you.
But yeah, I like that bundle.
Okie dokie. I'll crack on with that.
Brilliant. Mel saying thanks for the support tonight. It's been a good session. I'm heading off. Oh, Mel's already gone. Yeah, Jane saying not sure how to stand out. Tell you what, send me the link, Jane, of send me have a look at the competition on the DIY advent calendar, and also like the spa, was it the hair bonnet and eye mask thing? Just send me those privately and I'll have a quick look at to help you make a decision, see how competitive both those niches, because I like both of those. I would look at like the US to see if there's anything there that they're doing with the advent stuff that you could stand out with, because you're right, probably there's a lot of them. Might be, I don't know, it might be a colour thing or just something to do to help you stand out. I'm trying to think now. Brain's frazzled, but it could be like the pegs are a different colour or something. Lorraine said, is there anyone anywhere that can help with the next part? I have 300 units to fill in. So are there people on Fiverr or someone that can share it out? What do you mean the 300 units to fill in?
I have 300 units. So I have from leashes to harnesses to fabulous woolly, gorgeous collars to double collars, single collars. I mean, I literally have a loot that just arrived.
Yeah.
It's like overwhelming. So I'm just, I want to obviously learn all this process, but if I took one section, is there somebody that I could get some help to put this stuff up? Because I want to get it up and selling rather than sitting in my house.
Yeah. So we are, that's what we're going to be moving on to next with the listings.
So yeah, so what I was just trying to think of is if I go through the listings and I do, how long would it take me to do 300?
Well, it all depends how many products there are, because when you say 300 units, there might be 300 units of one product.
Okay, I can maybe...
How many different products have you got there within those 300 units?
So just to give you an idea, sorry, I don't want to be hogging this, but just to give you an idea. So I have a spreadsheet, and so the fur, let's say the fur harness and leash, I've got a red, grey, blue, camel. In total, I've got 27 of those. In terms of dog collars, I've got two, so these are dog neck warmers. I've got 62 of 2 different colors, and then I've 17 of 2 other different colors. So in total, a different color or a different size classes as a different product to Amazon. It comes under the same listing because it's a variation, but how many different products in total would you say you've got out of those 300?
Would you
So
say you got?
Are you saying, like, let's say I've got 2 colors and they come in small, medium, and large? Is that 2 colors or is that 6?
Got 6.
Okay, so I have a lot. I'll
But you've
count
got-
up exactly what I have.
It's the individual. So that would be, those would be come under the same listing, but you would list them as different variations. So it's only one listing you've got to create.
Okay. Okay,
But they
so
count as separate products when you're sending them in, because obviously they're different. If that
Yeah.
makes sense, you can have one listing with, like you say, with 3 different sizes, 2 different colours. There's 6 altogether that comes under one umbrella. if you know what I
okay, okay,
mean.
okay.
Message me after. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then I'm gonna be relaxing. But I know what I'm like. I'm always messaging people, so I'm happy for you to reach out to me to kind of help you break it down on what you need to do and what help you need. That's probably the easiest way, because it's probably, there's a lot to go. There's a lot of detail in there, if you know what I mean. And you've got a lot of products. And I wouldn't recommend sending them all in at once anyway. You wanna probably send in like 2 or 3 different units to begin. It might be like the 6 that we're talking about. You start with that, and then there's a stagger, and then you send in the next.
Yeah.
Because managing it all can get crazy if you've got loads of products going in at once.
I'm not sleeping at night as a result.
Yeah, exactly. So you need a plan to break it down, to see if you can work out how many products so that's one product you said, but there's 6 variations. So that's one product with 6 variations, and another product with how many variations, like count it like that, and then send me a message. The next few days is going to be a bit easier because I'm back at home. So I was thinking I want to have like a bit of a chill out day tomorrow, but I've got my accountant coming. She's coming.
And I just think I can just visualize you with all of your 18 chickens along here, like running. We're all at different levels, and we're all running.
Exactly.
You're trying to bring us all along gently,
Exactly.
Anna, could you just sort of explain a little bit about the trademark situation again, just briefly?
So with Amazon are wanting to focus more on brands. So we want to. So if we're going to register a brand, we have to get a trademark and then submit it to Amazon for approval to say we've got a trademark. So we want to stay away from selling other people's brands. Now, something like George from Asda, it's not a brand that's being sold on Amazon, so it's fine. It's just that for the customer, I wouldn't want to buy something on Amazon and I see George wrapped up, I'd complain, you know what I mean? So it's more that from that experience. But when we were talking before, like about the bone and what was it? I want to say rag and bone man. It's not rag and bone man. Bone and bowl or whatever.
Bowl and bone.
Yeah. You don't want to be selling someone else's product that you've got a wholesale until you've checked that they're not. If they're not on Amazon, it's fine. But you're not going to be able to get accepted by Amazon for that brand unless you approach them directly and ask them if they will give you a letter of authorization, and then you can show that to Amazon. And that's why I was saying, like, Lorraine could try and sell some and then approach the company and say, hey, I've been selling your product on Amazon. I'd really like to do it properly and represent your brand properly. This is how many I've sold over Christmas. Could you give me a letter of authorization? I've noticed you're not selling on there. We could work in partnership. You could do like a bit of an individual deal.
So Amazon would no doubt, if you tried to do something and you hadn't spotted that they
if you hadn't
were on Amazon,
they would
that Amazon would get cross or something.
What would likely happen is Amazon wouldn't spot it unless it was a big brand like Nike, and actually you wouldn't even be able to list it if it was a big brand like that. But say it was a medium-sized brand and then Amazon spotted it, just like they did with Lorraine's account. They let her open an account and then suddenly it's like closed door, all these things that she needed to provide. So it would suddenly they'd flag your listing and say, we've suppressed your listing, which means it's not live on Amazon until you sort this out. We want letter of authorization. We want da 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 da. And if you were like, God, I didn't even know this was a brand on Amazon, then you would just remove your items from Amazon.
Oh, right.
Or it could be that the brand owner, because I've done it where I've sent a message to someone saying you're not authorised to sell this product. I've got the trademark, I've got the design registration, and I'm asking them as the brand owner to remove it. And if they don't, then I report them to Amazon. So it'll either be one of those two things. And that is why what's great on this is if we're only focusing on 20 units and you follow, if there is a mistake, you're going to learn massively from that mistake. And at the end of the day, it's 20, 30 units. And if you have to, it's not like I've had students where I've been in a situation where they've got 1,000 units, they've not done the due diligence and they've got to remove those items, and they're in the US. So actually, it's not a really big deal. That I'm sure you'll do your due diligence. If anyone's worried about a brand, then do reach out to me. I don't know everything. I don't know every single brand out there. I'm not like an encyclopedia on brands. So I've sometimes met, we can all not know exactly everybody's brand, but normally if you search that brand on Amazon, it'll come up and you'll see it. So if you are doing a bundle and you put in a brand in, like the lady, was it Lynn that would think, no, it wasn't Lynn, was it? It was Leslie. Oh, who was it now? Can't remember. Putting the treats in, you just list it and don't mention those treats on there, the brand name, because it's a small, non-significant brand. And it's not going to affect the bundle.
So you'd list it, but you wouldn't put the brand name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I hope that helps, because it is getting your head around it. Obviously, the 18 days, we're not doing anything with branding. With my other students, we focus a lot on branding, because branding is the way that you can really, stand out and grow your business long term. But for this, we want to just learn the process of how to sell on Amazon, don't we? We want to dip our toe in, learn the steps, so that then 2024 we can go big with our brands. Lorraine said my battery's just about to go. Huge thanks for everything. You really felt helpful. Thank you. No worries, Lorraine. Brilliant. Great stuff. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Lorraine said, when did your year-long start? Well, message me.
Okay. Bye. Thanks
Right,
a million.
no worries. Thanks, everyone. See you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.